Hey, what up everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you with Season 3, Episode 12, talking all about Total Divas, one of my favorite shows that is out there on television. I liked this show a lot more. I did think that there was a little bit of stuff that I didn't like, just because of what I talked about in last week's review, talking about how basically WWE is threatening Raw with trying to involve WWE Divas storylines. It's almost like there's three different universes involved in the WWE. There's the WWE universe, which involves Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. There's the NXT universe, which involves everybody down in developmental, that once they move from developmental into Raw, it's like that stuff never existed and it never happened. And then there's also the Total Divas universe, which Monday Night Raw tries to steal from a lot, but while they're trying to steal one storyline, they're paying attention to another storyline. They're not giving it any attention at all. They're just trying to go along with what sort of, is the easiest thing to pick apart. In this episode, which I believe was entitled Baby Not On Board, I think, or something like close to that. Basically, in this episode, it's all about the Bella twins being at war with each other. Rosa Mendez making a risky career move off of the success she got from the accidental wardrobe malfunction that she had, and then Eva Marie telling her husband Jonathan that she did not want to have kids anymore. Eva Marie basically goes to the doctor to find out if she's going to be able to have kids because of her injury that she sustained. If you remember, she had all sorts of stomach problems. I don't know if this is the reason why we haven't seen Eva Marie wrestle since summertime, but you see in the next week's episode her going back into the doctor and getting things done to her this time instead of looking like tests. So I don't know if Eva Marie is injured. I haven't heard of her wrestling a match on a house show. I haven't seen her on Raw. I haven't seen her on SmackDown. But I think everybody can remember, didn't she beat AJ Lee twice in 1 week, and she was never received a title shot? At the same time, Natalya was beating AJ on a regular basis, and she never got a title shot as well. But Eva Marie goes to the doctor. When she goes to the doctor, she finds out that she's able to have kids, but at the same time, because of the amount of stress that she had to go through to go to the doctor and get these tests done, she felt like her body wasn't able to produce children. It just wasn't something that she wanted to put herself through. So she was going to have to tell Jonathan this decision that she doesn't want to have kids. And for Jonathan, this is a big, huge problem in the relationship. Basically, Eva Marie had always gone along with everything Jonathan had said of having his own basketball team full of kids. I remember when I was getting married, I told my wife that I wanted to have my own baseball team. I wanted to have 9 kids running around. Once you have 2, you find out that they kill you, and having kids is pretty expensive. You always want to get them the nicest things, and the more kids you have, there's always the hand-me-downs and this, that, and the other, but it gets harder to spoil them as it goes along, and that's what I like doing. So I don't know, 2 kids is fine with me. But basically, Eva Marie tells Jonathan, and this is a big, huge deal. It's not like they're going to war with each other, but you can definitely tell that this is a big, huge problem in their relationship. Finally, they're able to talk this out as a good couple would. And it turns out that Eva Marie and Jonathan decide that this isn't the right time to have children, that they're going to put this on the back burner until one feels that it is time, and then they will bring it to the forefront of their relationship, and they will work this out from there. The Bella twins was a good storyline to go along with as well. Basically, Nikki hates Brie for the fact that Brie went behind her back and sat down with John Cena and told John that it was time to break off the relationship, that it was killing both of them. Neither of them wanted the same things. They loved each other, but in the end, this was just going to be a ticking time bomb that was going to blow up in everybody's face. John listened to what she had to say, broke off the relationship, but these guys, like magnets, found each other again, and the truth came out where Nikki found out what Brie and the family had done. So basically now they are just at war, where basically Nikki doesn't even want to be around Brie when they're doing, Bella branding, for WWE shop, selling t-shirts, keychains, this, that, and the other, everything along the way. What I didn't understand was that this is being shot in order. Last week we saw SummerSlam, and at SummerSlam, Nikki turned on Brie, cost her the match against Stephanie, and that led to Nikki versus Brie at, shoot, when did they fight? Night of Champions? Whatever the pay-per-view is that's after SummerSlam. And they're sitting down to discuss what t-shirts are going to be coming out. These girls aren't even together anymore. Basically, at this point, there was the Brie Mode brand, and there was the Fearless brand. I know that these girls get together in time, but during this show, basically, Brie goes to John Cena and asks, can you make her forgive me? And John says no, because he sees both sides. He knows that Brie loves Nikki, but at the same time, what if, Nikki had went to Daniel Bryan and said, hey, you need to divorce your wife. Tonight's not going to work out. And Brie lost Daniel Bryan, and she said, well, if she said she was sorry, everything would be all right. And John's like, that's not true. That's not the way you would feel at all. So she's able to see that what she did was really wrong, and she is really sorry. And it's going to take time for her to work things out. But they do go out to dinner, and over the course of this dinner, Nikki is able to forgive Brie. She's going to forgive her because she is her sister, and they've been together, and they've gone through everything. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? You don't forgive her until Survivor Series when you fucking nail AJ with the belt. So, I don't know. I know that I'm trying to base Total Divas off of what happens in the WWE universe, and this should be looked at as its own universe, but WWE keeps on taking these things and putting them into their storylines, confusing the hell out of anybody who's a wrestling fan that wants to watch this show. I like the show, but it sometimes it just makes my brain just split when they involve the wrestling stuff. When the show started, I loved the fact that we saw lots of backstage stuff, and then they sort of got away from that before jumping back into the Brie versus Nikki storyline. Just showing the girls and the families what they did outside of wrestling. Maybe they would show them going to a show, but it wouldn't involve the actual wrestling storylines that were involved. And maybe that's when I like the show better. Hopefully it will go away from this. Maybe they'll just get to expose the SummerSlam deal, because that was a big deal in Brie's life. That was a big deal in Nikki's career, and that was huge for both of them. But they're all back together now. Reverend Jesse Jackson, I forgot, stepped by for a good second. And the last storyline of the night would be Rosa Mendez. Rosa Mendez, the new addition, basically during a match on, I believe, Monday Night Raw. There was a thing when somebody tried to grab Rosa and pull her down off the apron, but instead pulled her tights down, and she had clear underwear on. And because of this, she was shocked and appalled that basically this was being spread all through the wrestling circles and on Twitter and Instagram, and that was basically sending her out to where she was getting noticed on other platforms of pop culture. You see a naked girl that looks good, you're going to look at it no matter if she's wrestling or not. And from there, she finds that she gets tons of Instagram and tons of Twitter followers, and she thinks, hey, this could be my big ticket into being a big megastar. And from there, she goes out and she finds ways that she can have attire that would accidentally involve another, sort of nip slip or something along the way that would launch her into becoming a big, huge deal, whether if it's in wrestling or whether if it's in commercials or TVs or anything else along the way. So she gets all dressed up, and she has Alicia Fox and her wrestle a match on her bed in her hotel room, and Alicia's trying to unbuckle her bra during the match, and they're trying to make it look like it's not planned out, that it is an accidental nip slip along the way. Because of this, Alicia Fox actually accidentally drops the bomb, and some of the girls go and tell Talent Relations that Rosa's trying to do this, where they pull Rosa aside and they tell her that basically, if you do this, you're going to be fired, and there will be no more WWE for you, there will be no Total Divas for you, which causes Rosa to flip out, because the only person that she had talked to about this was Alicia Fox. So she goes to Alicia, and basically from there, they have it out, where Alicia says that she didn't go to the boss and say something. She accidentally said something to the girls, which launches Rosa Mendez in. These girls want me fired. They want me to be buried. They want to be burying me. You could see Triple H and the shovel in the background digging that big, huge grave. And basically, Rosa is able to say that she's not going to do this. She's, been in WWE, and she wants to do this. She wants to make this her career, and she wants to do it as long as possible. So, as you can see, this episode didn't make my mind explode like last week's, but I really liked this one. I hope you guys go check it out. But enjoy this on E, or wait a year and it'll be on Total Divas. But it's great to see Alicia Fox getting a big, huge role in the show tonight. So thank you, Foxy, and I'll see you guys down the road.